Good evening. Hope everybody's enjoying their dinner and the fellowship that we can have tonight. Just glad to see this room packed so full of people in our industry and people that care so much about the cattle markets and the cattle industry. And what an honor to be up here in front of you. I've hoped you've enjoyed your week here in Oklahoma City. We've had a full night. We have a full night ahead of us. We crown a new champion. How exciting will that be? And we pay tribute to everyone who made this event special. Convention Week is always an opportunity to catch up with staff who over the years has become our extended family. And I would like to take a moment to recognize them for all they do on behalf of our members and our industry. So if you belong and work for the LMA staff, would you please stand, please? You know, I think every president that has stood up here and everybody that works with our staff will all agree that it is amazing how much work that we can get accomplished with the staff that we have. They're not large in number, but they are powerful in the voice and what they bring for us. And I am proud of the way they work together, and that we are a family, and not only the staff is a family, but us as members with them is a family. And I think that's why we are so successful in the things that we do. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our past president, Mark Barnett, for his unwavering leadership over the past 2 years. Mark, if you would please join us here on stage. We have a little gift, a small token of the appreciation for the service you've done for us. All right, that's my first boo-boo of the night. I was supposed to bring an envelope up here with me to present it to Mark, and somehow it skipped my mind to pick that up on the way up here. Larry, you got a good point. The check's in the mail. Mark, your grateful thing we have for you is in the mail. How's that? Yeah. Hey, Ty said, Mark says that you told him the same thing, and he's still waiting. You know what a great week I think that we've had here at convention. Oklahoma City has been a great host city for us to be here. And what about this facility that we're in? I think this is one of the nicest places we've held convention. I've heard their staff. Yeah, give them a round of applause. I think their staff has been over backwards to make us feel welcome and take care of all of our needs, and it's just been a great place to be. You know, we kicked it off early Wednesday morning with the exec meeting, and I'm telling you, I think we had one of the best exec meetings that we've had. We always have good ones, but this one was just a great one. We didn't have a lot prepared, but we had good open discussion about who LMA is and where LMA should be going in the future, and how do we get there. So it was a great meeting. We broke out into our GIA meetings and our member services meeting. They had a lot on their plates. The one thing about member services, we didn't cancel that committee. We relocated several of them, and thanks to all the people that have served on that committee for years. We feel that we have so many topics and so many challenges in front of us that we did break that into 3 committees, and I am so excited to see the work that will come out of these new committees. And thanks for all the people that are going to graciously put their time in and do that. So that was they were good meetings, and then we went into some of our open sessions. Sat through most of them, all I could get to. Our speakers were great, gave out good information, and who didn't enjoy the 2 panel discussions that we had yesterday morning? I thought they was wonderful, and hope we can provide that to you more often, because I thought the audience liked it. They had a lot of questions, and I thought they were very informational. So I think we've had a really good week. When I think of the work we do here at LMA, something we don't talk about a lot is our industry. And our association willingness to help in times of disaster, I think is unparalleled. I think we're very fortunate that we are able to kick in when it really, really needs. In times of floods, fires, tragedies in our communities, our members ride to provide what they can, and LMA backs them with additional support. And we need to recognize, but to help. In the past year, another blunder I've made, I haven't got that filled in what the dollar amount is. But I don't know what that is, and maybe some of the guys on the exec committee can help. But I know that when there's a disaster in areas through rollover auctions and money we send, I would hate to say what it is in a year's time, but I'm going to, Chelsea, do you know what that number would be? I don't know off the top of the head, but I'm going to guess it's in the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 range. And what an honor it is for our association to be able to help out in those times of needs. You know, before we move on, I just want to talk a little bit. You know, I'm not only honored to be your president, but the thing that makes me the most proud is my family showed up this week. I got all 4 of my daughters here. You know, my son-in-laws are here, my grandkids are here, and you know, nothing makes you feel better than when your family shows up for an important event that you have in your life. And to all my kids and grandkids, I want to say thank you for taking your time away and being here. You know, my family wouldn't be very successful if it wasn't for my wife, Lori. You know, I married into her family business, and she not only had time to teach me how to operate in her family, but she also had time to raise our kids and do a wonderful job. So thanks, Lori. There's your successes sitting back behind you, and they're good ones. You know, I grew up in the state of Iowa. I was a hog farmer, a grain farmer, didn't know anything about cattle, but I was fortunate enough to have a dad that instilled what it meant to be in production agriculture. That how to work hard, you know, take care of the land, but to do the right things and understand the service we are providing for people across the country in food. So he was a wonderful teacher. The second lucky guy I've had that has trained and helped me along is Lori's dad. You know, we married her, we went to the livestock business, and he has been an excellent teacher of not only in being a good steward of the livestock and what we own, but also in the marketing business and how to care for customers and to work for customers. And of course, we do have to get along with our buyers, so that's always part of it. But he's been a good mentor to me, and I want to thank my dad and thank my father-in-law, because that is where we come from. You know, another group of guys I want to thank. Well, I want to thank everybody that I've worked with on committees. I started out on the GIA committee, thanks to Dan Harris. In 2014, when Dan was becoming the president, for some reason he called me. We didn't know each other. I didn't know Dan Harris, and he didn't know Mike Van Manen, but he took a chance on me. And Dan, I will forever be grateful that you gave me that opportunity. I got to move along from committees to the board when Jerry and his exec team was in charge. And, you know, Jerry, you asked me to serve on the board. You asked me to chair the Member Services Committee. You brought me in as the exec committee. You know, thank you, Jerry, to you and your exec committee. It's a team. But thanks to you all for seeing something in me that you thought I could do this job. I just feel honored. You know, and then I take this position and I follow guys like Larry Snell, and I follow guys like Mark Burnett. And you wonder, how can I fill those shoes? But I've come to realize I know the reason I can fill them shoes is because I can call on any of those guys if there's something I need help with or something I need advice on. You know, who better group of guys to call? And we can have a great conversation. Whether they agree with what we decide to do or not, it doesn't matter to them, as long as they know our heart's in the right place. And to all you guys and all the past presidents in the room, I'm sure everybody has felt that way. So thanks to all of you. It's a meaningful, and we will always need your help. You know, of things we're going to try to get done in the next couple of years, we got a couple things in legislation that we're working on. You know, the A+ program, we're working on that hard. We're going to see that through. We're working on, you know, prompt payment. we have to step back a little bit and maybe consider what works for industry along that works for us, but we're going to continue to work on that, and I think we're going to get something done there. Also, last fall we started the producer profitability campaign, and I think we are just getting ready to see the successes of those efforts. Joe, I want to applaud you for getting what you've done started in Montana. It's moving across the country in other states, but you set that example out for us. And we all realize, and we was asked in a meeting yesterday if we wanted to be a producer organization. Well, the answer to that is no. We do not want to be a producer organization, but we realize that our customer base, we have a right to talk to them. We have a right to work on their behalf, because if we make them successful, we're going to be successful in our own businesses. And that is why we are working on producer profitability. What makes them successful makes us successful. And we're going to carry the word forward on that. We're going to try to unify this industry. When we go to Washington, people now listen when LMA has something to say. But if we can go and carry the voice with other industry organizations also, that just gets more powerful. So we're going to work on unity, and we're going to work on producer profitability. We're going to work on ourselves also. We're going to try to look out into the future and anticipate how cattle are going to move, what it's going to take to keep fixed facility markets in business, keep dealers in business, keep video auctions, our membership, whatever it takes to keep them in business. We're going to try to look out in the future and make some adjustments and make sure that we stay relevant in what we are doing. So those are kind of our plans for the next 2 years and what we're going to keep and working on. And if anybody out there has got ideas or something that they think that we should be doing different, don't hesitate to give myself a call, and we'll see what we can get done. I would now like to welcome the LMA Regional Executive Officer, Joe Barber, to the stage as we kick off our awards night. Before I just hand this over to Joe, Joe got hired and took over as our interim regional executive officer. I consider Joe a friend. I always will. The only thing I've ever been mad about him is that he wouldn't take the position, and he's now working for everybody here in Oklahoma. But I won't hold that against you forever.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be with each and every one of you this evening, and what a great contest today. What a great group of 30 auctioneers that showcased their skills today and sold livestock at auction. I mean, that's why we're here, is to showcase the auction method of selling livestock. If you were there today, you saw that the market was on fire, and no doubt the prices that were brought today were brought in a competitive bidding environment where those cattle were showcased, and just couldn't be prouder of the commission firms and what they did, what they put together and brought to market to showcase, and the Oklahoma National Stockyards for what they did to put this contest together. I would like to take a moment. The Oklahoma National Stockyards and the commission firms is the last remaining what they used to call a terminal market that operates with commission firms. We're proud to have that here in Oklahoma City. I'm proud to live in Oklahoma now and service our members there. So at this time, I would like to recognize each one of those commission firms that participated in the contest today. There's 9 commission firms at Oklahoma National Stockyards, and 8 of them participated in the contest. So as I call out your name, and I will say, let me also say that, of course, the sale ran almost past 5:45 or so. The last draft went across in the ring, so some of those folks are probably still back at the office, clerking out and shipping cattle out of the yards and working for their customers. But there are some of them here this evening, and I'd like to call out those names of the firms that put this contest together and brought those cattle to town. And if they would stand when I call out their name, hold your applause to the end, and we'll give them one big round of applause. National Livestock Commission Firm, J&J Livestock Commission, Central Halliburton Livestock Commission, Custer & Custer Commission Company, Western Livestock Commission Company, Farmers Commission Company, Producers Livestock Commission Company, and Stockman, Oklahoma Commission Company. If those firms would stand, and let's give them a big round of applause. Now, our contest would not have been possible today without the help of some really qualified judges. Of course, the interview portion of our contest is large. We want, the membership wants an auctioneer champion to be able to speak to a group about the auction method of selling livestock, and that's why we have that interview portion. And I'd like to introduce who the interview judges were. And if you're here, if you would please stand, and when we get through, we'll give you a round of applause as well. Mr. John Corey, the 2002 World Livestock Auctioneer Champion. Mr. Ron Hayes of Oklahoma Farm Radio. Miss Kylie Denise of the Oklahoma Pork Council. Mr. Bracken Marburger of Milano Livestock Exchange, Milano, Texas. And Alicia Hunter Robinson of the Crawford Livestock Market. If you would, please give these interview judges a round of applause. Of course, along with that interview, we have our ring judges, the ones that actually judge that bid calling ability today. And I will say that, I mean, this is these folks left their businesses to travel to Oklahoma City to take part, and it's not a paid position, and we really appreciate their time and their diligence to help us choose this new champion. I'd like to recognize these folks: Mr. Mike Dominic of Dominic's Livestock Market, Dan Lafferty of Guthrie Stock Pavilion, Chad McNew of Greencastle Livestock Market, Lee Mora, Humboldt Auction Yard, and Rick Wright, Livestock Markets Association of Canada. Let's give these folks a round of applause. This year we celebrated our 60th World Livestock Auctioneer Championship, and each year our hosts outdo themselves, as you saw today and last night at the barbecue, with the professionalism and hospitality that we found in those who make up our industry. There's no doubt about it. I truly believe there's no better people than in this industry and in the cattle business. The WLAC special highlighting the event here at the Oklahoma National Stockyards will premiere on RFD TV on Monday, July 8th. Our team is excited to share the show that gives a look at the Oklahoma cattle industry, the young faces of the future of our industry, and the tremendous talent in the championship this week. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a sneak preview of that upcoming show. I tell you what we're going to do is while we get ready to preview this show, we're going to go ahead and, is he ready? Kristen gave me the finger, not the middle finger. Here we go.
We are so fortunate to be surrounded by some of the best producers, in my opinion, that are in Oklahoma. I really love to network, and I really love to stay in communication with people that are really in the know. With these competitive markets that we're able to sell to, it really helps us to stay relevant in the industry. We're privileged to be here on a fifth generation. My wife will be fifth generation here on this ranch.
This is actually my grandfather's place. I love that my family's legacy has combined with my husband's dreams, and we get to make dreams come true. We have 4 kids. It's amazing to me what they can do and that they get to go do that. So I love it for them.
The kids getting to grow up in this lifestyle and the opportunity to be out here on horseback and to see cattle and to see heifers calving, to see life in general, we certainly don't take that for granted.
Yeah, we do the things that we do because we love it, but you know, it's nice to get paid for it. So I appreciate the way that Livestock Markets handles everything.
Without competitive pricing, without price discovery in those competitive markets, we certainly would be hamstrung sometimes if we had to rely just on point A to point B without some value-added things that go into those cattle.
What I like about going to the market is there's a lot of friends and family there that are super close to you. Our whole family actually owns a whole place. Whenever it's like cow sales, I play with my cousin, and on goat sales, I work. I like when my dad is selling and when the cows like go and there's like a bunch.
I get to go to sales with my dad. Sometimes I sit in the seats and buy cattle, and sometimes I auctioneer. Usually I'll sell like odd deals, like little deals, and then they'll start on the loads, and then at the end they'll shorten up and sell the little deals.
Since 1963, one of rural America's great traditions has been the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. Relive the moments. Revisit the excitement. Watch it Monday, July 8th on RFD TV.
Wow, that looks fantastic. I can't wait till that comes out. At this time, we would like to, if we could, have the staff, along with Mr. Chris Backwin, Jerry Reynolds, and Teresa Moyer, with Oklahoma National Stockyards and their staff, please start making their way to the stage, along with Mike Van Manen. The host market gavel is an annual tradition given as a small token of thanks and to commemorate their time as WLAC host. For Oklahoma National Stockyard, the gavel represents the commitment they made to our association and our industry. It's my pleasure now to introduce Mr. Chris Backwin, CEO of Oklahoma National Stockyards, along with Jerry Reynolds, President and Managing Director, and Teresa Moyer, who is their office manager. Mr. Backwin?
Thanks, Joe. I just want to say what a great group we had here today and what a great bunch of contestants, and we are really honored to be able to host this again. I think it was a great competition, and I really want to acknowledge all these people behind me, but also all the people that are still at the yards cleaning up and taking care of business. I mean, these guys put a lot into this thing. So that's why it ran so smooth. I also want to make a brief comment. It's nice to get in front of a bunch of people that understand our industry, because we love the yards out there, and I think you people are enlightened enough to see the value of this place. So I'd like to acknowledge all these kids here. I was watching them before this thing, and you know, well-behaved kids on the right path. You know, you don't always get to see a big group of kids like that, so let's have a hand for the kids, huh? That's all I got.
This time, Mike was going to present the host market gavel. Let's give Oklahoma National Stockyards one more round of applause.
Well, thank you all. It's been 2 full years that we've been working with the Oklahoma National Stockyards and the firms to build up to this week, and Joe said it well. It's been a tremendous week. We appreciate all of the efforts of all of the staff, from the firms to the Stockyards Company, the support and appreciation and respect for the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship and what it brings to the LMA Annual Convention was felt from day one of the planning to bring us back to Oklahoma City. So before I proceed with the rest of the program, I do want to pause for 1 second. There's a gentleman with the Stockyards Company that has been absolutely the first phone call anytime we needed anything at all, whether it's LMA auctions, planning for the contest, visiting for a site visit, having a question about what we can do on the yards. Crandall McLean, the yard supervisor, is retiring after 30 years at the Stockyards. Crandall is absolutely one of the best human beings I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. 32 years, and I should note that I'm fairly certain he intended to retire earlier, but the only reason we were able to keep him around is because he made a promise to get us through tonight. So thank you, Stockyards. Thank you, Crandall. We couldn't have done this without you. Gonna miss you. That's what it's all about. Those relationships are why our entire team looks forward to all of the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. If you'll forgive me one additional detail, I do want to acknowledge Kathy Collett and Isabella Mishich, all of the REOs, all of the LMA staff. I know you saw each and every one of them running around the arena today, pulling contestants, taking care of judges, flipping that number in the seats to make sure the contestants knew where they were. A few of us get to be in front of the event, but the event would not happen without every single person at LMA, and I appreciate you and value you from the bottom of my heart. Now, we're already getting ready for next year. So we are very excited to announce our 2025 qualifying events. We've got, I think, a great lineup of qualifiers. I'm looking forward to the talent that this brings in. We had a record-breaking year of entries this last year. I have no doubt that we're going to meet or exceed that again. And the talent pool that keeps turning out for these competitions blows me away. Our qualifying events for this coming year will be Dos Palos Y Auction Yard in Dos Palos, California on Thursday, September 12th, 2024. Santa Teresa Livestock Auction, LLC in Santa Teresa, New Mexico on Friday, November 16th, 2024. Santa Teresa is in the house. And Four State Stockyards, LLC in Exeter, Missouri on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. And I know the Hammond family from Exeter is also with us this week. Our qualifying event hosts set the stage for the event and celebration that is the annual convention in WLAC. And this coming year is certain to be another remarkable event. We've already started the planning process with our next host. We've got our work cut out for us, but I'm looking forward to a great event. And I don't think I can do it justice, so we have something to share with you.
Who's ready to watch a movie? Yeah! Hit the lights.
This is it. This is the place. The site of the 2002 World Livestock Auctioneers Contest and Convention next June 6th, 7th, and 8th. Along with our parents, Jim and Ruth, Jay, John, and myself want to send a special invitation to each and every one of you to come join us for all the fun.
We had the opportunity to host this contest in 2002. It means a great deal to us. Things that are different from today than 2002. Both my parents are gone. Both my parents, not only they started the business, they were actively involved in the business. I'm John Shaven from Dunlap, Iowa. I operate the Dunlap Livestock Auction along with my family and my partner, Will Epperly.
Getting to bring it back here after quite a few years back in 2002 to host it, and now to be a part of this in 2025, what a fun opportunity this will be.
Of all the things I like about Will, one thing I love about him is he's young. And our business needs more young people. So I'm excited about that. And I think it's a great time to showcase that. And it makes it different from 2002. And it's going to show everybody that it's going to take young people to run this industry. And the more we can bring back in them, the more that we can get excited in it. And I think when you look at the auction contests, you're going to see all these young bid callers. And that's exciting to me because I know we're in pretty good shape that way going forward. Dunlap Livestock Auction is a family business. It was actually started by my parents in 1950.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Jim Shaven, representing the Dunlap Livestock Auction Market in Dunlap, Iowa. And further, I would also like to thank all of you in advance for the cooperation that I most certainly received throughout the sale of these fine calves that we had before us. All right, how much for him? Ain't get $3. Ain't but about where? Ain't but I'm gonna bid 4. I'm gonna bid 5. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get 6. I'm gonna get out. What do you?
Real fortunate to be in that family business. We think the contest is awesome. Getting to host it is just like the pinnacle of that, and we're excited to have everybody come here and enjoy the Midwest hospitality. It takes a lot of work to get ready for this contest, and we've got a great crew out here working today and fixing places up, getting painted. In fact, if you look at these two gentlemen that have been working their tails off, we'll have everything painted up by next June.
While we're getting our grass trimmed around our yards, preparing for the 2025, we had to make sure the grass was green on the other side of the road. And it's all good over here.
All good over here. If you're seeing this and you want to come by and help sometime, we'd love to have you. We're really excited about hosting this contest, and I think what brings great joy to us is the fact that all these people are going to come here. And what's going to make them enjoy their day the most is getting to listen to 31 of the best auctioneers that walk on the planet, and then being able to express the trade and how they do it so well. And I mean, I hear it every day, and I'm enamored by it. So for people that don't get to live it every day, don't get to listen to it every day, I think they'll really love what they're going to get to see here next June. 590 pounds, Will, in the right time.
We are pleased and excited to be hosting the 2025 WLAC here in Dunlap, Iowa. We will be sitting here waiting for you until you get here.
John Shaben, I'll do anything at all for you to prep for this contest, but next time there better be gas in that weed eater.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, the two painters in there were Mark Mackey and Kurt Hamilton, and they were very high priced by the hour, is all I'm going to tell you. We didn't get a lot of work out of them. If you did get it, there was a pretty cute scene in there. You probably wouldn't have noticed it, but Mark had a big old bottle of whiskey in his back pocket through the whole deal. So just a couple quick things. We highlighted the old and the new, and there has been changes, but some things haven't changed, and that's obviously our commitment to LMA, specifically to the auctioneer contest and how much we love it. So we're pretty excited. Just a couple quick housekeeping things. Dunlap sits in southwest Iowa. We're 1 hour from Omaha. So it's a good city to fly into if you don't do it this weekend, okay? College World Series is in Omaha, and you don't want to be there unless you want to go to a ball game, okay? So we're going to move it back or ahead or whatever you call it, but it's going to be June 7th next year, and it has everything to do with the College World Series. We just can't. You can't compete. You can't get rooms. You can't get flights to go in. So I think the auction will be on Saturday, June 7th. Okay, and the host city is Omaha. They have a beautiful downtown. They have a new hotel complex that connects to their convention center and actually overlooks the ballpark and everything else. Omaha is interestingly similar to Oklahoma City. The people are, and the makeup of the community is, they have Bricktown here, we have the Old Market. They're almost this exact same thing. And the Old Market's really easy to, you'll walk, basically can walk to it from the hotel if you choose. For our kids, great zoo, awesome zoo. Omaha's Henry Doherty Zoo is renowned the world. There's Children's Museum, science centers for the kids. There'll be a lot of things, and I thought it was really neat that the good folks at the market mentioned how many kids they are, and it's really exciting to see y'all. So keep that in mind. We'd sure like to have you. I told you, I think what we have in common with Oklahoma City, we'll have good food, we've got good people around, and we'll have great hospitality. Real quick, a couple other things. I told our crew all the fun that comes with the contest, and there's a lot of fun, but when you're hosting it, you don't get any of that fun. So I told them, you're not getting anything fun for next year. So I got as much as our crew that could come down. If you'd all just kind of stand up in them couple tables, I'd appreciate it. They're going to work hard for you next year. So. I wrote a couple notes. I do want to tell you, I know there's a lot of people in this industry that's got kids, grandkids in the show industry, whether it's show goats, lambs, pigs, cattle. You guys probably do a lot of business with a company in our town owned by my very, very dear friend of mine, Sullivan Supply, right? How many in here do business with Sullivan Supply if you're in that show thing? Well, if you're looking to save freight, they are like 400 yards from our place. They built a new building there, so you want to bring your truck and you want to take stuff back home and try to get your freight paid for or whatever, you can save it so you can buy it direct from them right there. I'll try to finagle a discount out there for you too. So hit me up ahead of time and I'll see if I can get them. So finally, I just want to tell you, we're in love with the contest. We'll do our darndest to do it the best. I always hear, or do it as best that we can. I always hear we'll, outdo the others. I wouldn't want to try to outdo what they did this year or the markets in front of us. We'll just try to do you a good job. Try to give you good food and try to give you good cattle to look at and evaluate. And any of the buyers that were here today, we'd sure like to have you here next year. About change, real quick, you might have heard Dad in 1965 selling a calf for 3 cents a pound, right? So things have changed. Unfortunately, when we hosted this thing 20-some years ago, the market structure wasn't near as pleasant as it is today. And ironically, and I tell people this story, we hosted another auctioneer contest that same year, the Greater Midwest Contest in January. I bought a set of 600-pound steers on that contest in January for 90 cents a pound to sell on the auctioneer contest. And I brought them that day, and they weighed 900 pounds, and they brought 60 cents a pound. So whether you do the math at 6 times 9 or 9 times 6, it comes up to the same price 5 months later. So we're excited. We're hoping we're going to you all get to sell some fat cattle. We pride ourselves on merchandising fed cattle by an auction setting in a competitive way, and so we're looking all for that. So I invite you all to Omaha, and we'll have you come up for the contest, but all the other events will be right in the city. So we won't have you traveling around except for the day of the contest. So thanks a bunch, and looking forward. Awesome crowd, and congratulations to LMA on the biggest crowd that they've ever had for this convention. We're lucky to be a part of it. Thanks. Oh, you guys want to get me on script now. This is going to be a problem. They said since I was up here, I was going to get, I don't have any glasses, so this isn't going to do very good, but I was going to get to give the honor of the Rookie of the Year, okay? All right? And since I don't have my glasses, here they come. I'm going to go off script for just a second. Sorry, but I'm going off script. There were rookie contestants today, but I got to thinking there's a couple special rookies in the crowd right now I kind of wanted to mention. And the first rookie I'm coming up with hails from Broken Bow, Nebraska, and I think that rookie was the 1971 World Champion Livestock Auctioneer, and I think him and his wife are celebrating a special anniversary today. Where's Ronnie and Molly Woodward? Will you two please stand? And before we, is it 60 what today? 66. 66 years of marriage today. How freaking cool is that? 1971 World Champion Auctioneer. The other rookie I want to introduce happens to be sitting at his table. Like I said, when he was out there today, he probably didn't need any introduction to that crowd, and probably doesn't need most, at least in our industry, he doesn't need any introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Your 1974 World Champion Livestock Auctioneer, Ralph Wade. Please stand up, Ralph. It's really awesome to have you both here at this contest. Ralph, on top of that, this is the 50th anniversary. I'd like you to come up here, because I'd like you I'll say the Rookie of the Year, but I'd like you to present the award. This is 50 years from him when he won the contest. And so, Ronnie, to have you here, Ralph, to have you here, to have you accidentally sitting at the same table, this is awesome. So, all right, now, can I get on script? Right? And if I cut us over time, I'm sorry, but it's just the way it's going to be, okay? All right, I think it's going to say here, Isabella, make sure John has the envelope, right? I probably didn't need to read that, did I? Okay, here we go. All right, I'll get on script, I'm sorry. The Audrey K. Banks Rookie of the Year Award was named in honor of a great woman who many who are close to the contest in LMA remember as the mother of the auctioneer contest. Audrey worked for LMA for 30 years and in that time had an undeniable impact on many aspiring auctioneer champions and auctioneers in general, attending every WLAC competition until she retired and passed in 2006. It would give Audrey a great honor to have seen the auctioneers here this week. And boy, ain't that the truth. What a bunch of bid callers that were out there today. So it is my great pleasure to open this up, and we'll ask this person to come up, and Ralph will present them with this cool check. How about that? Ready? Awesome. Your high score rookie hails from Billings, Montana. Jace Thompson, come on up, Jace.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Izzy Mishich, and my role here at LMA, I get the privilege, the book says honor, but I get the privilege of working with our reigning champion. I've worked with champions for the last 8 years, and it has been an absolute privilege to watch them grow and just change into the champion that they become. It's one of my favorite joys working for LMA, and every year it's always kind of sad a little bit for me when the champion comes to an end. This year's no different. I got to work with Jacob Massey and Wagon Wheels. As everyone knows, I promise this year we upgraded the truck wheels, so the new champion will enjoy a little bit smoother ride than Wagon Wheels. But in the past year, Jacob has made 51 special appearances, which I believe has been a record, at least in my 8 years, but pretty sure. He has made appearances at numerous members, new and of course old, and of course some of them are friends with Jacob. And he has joined us for DC Fly-In, which I know, I will say, was not his favorite, but he did a fantastic job being up on the hill and enjoying to show what the chant is and what we do as an industry. So, and he led each of our qualifiers, which I know not everyone was there for the board meeting, but we had 108 entries this year, so a pretty large crowd, and he did a great job emceeing. Here is a little video to show a little bit more about Jacob and who he is, where he has been, and the impact on our industry.
Your 2023 World Livestock Auctioneer champion is Mr. Jacob Massey from Petersburg, Tennessee.
It really did come as a big surprise to be crowned champion last year. It was just overwhelming. Family was there, mom and dad, and our 4 children. My wife kind of got to witness that with me. And the youngest, there for a while, he would run around the house. He'd say, "World Champion Auctioneer, Jacob Massey, Petersburg, Tennessee." You know, so it was pretty cool. Well, it kind of came second nature to me. My dad's an auctioneer, so I kind of grew up under him, learning how to auctioneer from him. I always liked the auction chant of the cattle auctioneer, and something I've always kind of been enthralled with, and I knew growing up that I wanted to be a livestock auctioneer, so here I am. Auctioneering here for Mid-South since 2013. My first qualifying event was in 2010. I went to Calhoun, Georgia, didn't make the semifinals then, and went back in 2011, qualified then, went back in 12, didn't make it. I set out 13, and then I went from 14 on. I'll never forget a couple of years before the contest in 2022, I was third place. I was fortunate enough to do that. And my wife, Fallon, she's one of those that when she gets something on her mind, when she's gonna do something, most people, say give 110%, she gives 120. She said, if you're gonna win this, if you're gonna get serious, she said, we're gonna buckle down. We're gonna work on this interview. She said, you can win it, but you're gonna put your mind to it to do it. So I did, and so if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here now. I'm kind of a sale barn junkie, I guess you'd say. Even if we go on a vacation somewhere, if I know there's a livestock market somewhere close, we're gonna stop in, just because I enjoy it that much. Being able to travel and be the ambassador for the Livestock Marketing Association, that's an experience I'll never forget. I've been from Central Texas to Montana to New York to Southern Alabama and anywhere in between. It's just been an absolute unbelievable experience. To say I've been there and sold cattle at that many different places is, I guess, a feather in my hat. The impact that it's had on my career has been, like I said, unbelievable. I keep saying unbelievable, but that's kind of the way this year's been. This is the whole deal. I've met hundreds of people that all across this country, they're in the same business that I'm in. We're in the cattle business, we're in the livestock auctioneering business. It's helped better me as a person, it's helped better me as an auctioneer. Started in 2010, going to these contests, so I've made countless friends. There's guys that I talk to every day, every week, guys that I send cattle to, guys that we've partnered on cattle with. The camaraderie is unbelievable. When you're sitting there waiting your turn, you got a lot of time to talk and meet with those other guys. And that's, I think, something that I'll miss about it. But I've made lifelong friends, and I'll still be right here every Monday selling cattle and still turning out cattle of my own. So it's been really, really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our friend and our 2023 champion, livestock auctioneer, Jacob Massey.
This could take a minute. First off, I want to thank God. Give him all the praise and the glory for the abilities and talents he's given me to be able to do something that I love, I truly, truly have a passion for. Second, my wife, Fallon. Fallon, stand up, please. She needs a round of applause. As they've said, I made a little over 50 appearances this year. As most of you know, we have 4 young children. So me being gone and her being home to raise those children, to run her real estate business like she does, to keep the house. I didn't have as many cattle turned out for you, but I can't thank her enough for the job she's done. And to my kids, Emma and Briley, Carson and Brooks. Missed a few ball games. Missed a few nights away from home. I thank goodness for FaceTime. We'd always call and check in. They were always glad when I got home, and I hope it'll stay that way. Kids, thanks. To all the friends that have helped me, that have been there to talk to me on the late nights that I've been on the road, early morning travels, whatever it was, and friends that I made along the way, guys, I thank each of you as well. To my markets back at home, I sold 3 markets Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays back at home. I know it wasn't easy for them, for me to be gone, but I appreciate them. And I hadn't seen them in here tonight. I know they're in here, but Carly and Timmy Riley are in here from Mid-South Regional Livestock in Unionville, and they made the trip out. So, guys, thank you. I do see them back here. Bill and Christina McKee, Mr. Don, Miss Lolita, and Mr. Bill and Miss Christina owned the market at Unionville when I started working there in the fall of 2013. I'd been to a few contests before that, but not many, but Miss Christina and Mr. Bill kind of encouraged me along the way and trusted me when I was still pretty young to put me to work. So thank y'all. And also, Christina's got a birthday coming up, so I'd like to wish her a happy birthday as well. To all the markets that I got to visit this year, I want to say thank you to each of you. I know it's not easy putting a different auctioneer in to work for those producers that you work for. I didn't take it lightly. I hope you know that. I hope I did a good job for all of you. But I truly thank each of you for allowing me to come and work for you. And for the LMA, to say it's changed my life would be an understatement, I guess. But I thank you for each of you that were involved in my travels this year and always putting on these contests and conventions. I'll do my best to be back every year that I can from now on out. Well, that's all the speech I got. I'm not very long-winded, which I don't think is all a bad thing. But what we're here for tonight is to crown a new champion, so let's get on with doing that. Tonight we want to start out by, we want to recognize the high score interview to highlight the role that all the WLAC contestants and livestock auctioneers have in serving as spokesmen for our industry. The high score recipient will receive a custom leather portfolio and a $1,000 cash award. If I could have the envelope, please. And your 2024 high score interview is Barrett Simon from Roselia, Kansas. We had an outstanding set of finals today, and each will receive a custom WLAC belt buckle. If they would please stand and remain at their tables to be recognized as I call your name. Sisto Paez.
Wade Leish. Dakota Davis. Justin Dodson. Jace Thompson. Brennan Jack. Zach Zoomstein. Barrett Simon. Dean Edge. And Eric Dries. If you would, give them one more big round of applause. Guys, you can have a seat, please. Well, let's find out who our runner-up champion is. LMA will present the runner-up champion with the following awards: a custom engraved Gist silversmith's knife, runner-up champion belt buckle, and a cash award of $1,250. If I could get the envelope, please. Your 2024 World Livestock Auctioneer Champion, Dean Edge, Rimby, Alberta.
1, 2, now 3, now 4, now 5, and 6 now, and take it here.
Your reserve champ, the LMA will present the reserve champion with the following awards: a custom engraved Gist silversmith knife, a runner-up champion belt buckle, and $2,500 cash award. If I could have the envelope. And your 2024 World Livestock Auctioneer Reserve Champion is Dakota Davis, Wacomas, Oklahoma. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mike and the crew, I just got an empty space on my script. I don't know if I'm supposed to have someone else. Oh, Teresa, yes, please. If y'all would join me on stage, please. The 2024 World Livestock Auctioneer Champion will receive the following awards from LMA: a one-of-a-kind hand-tooled briefcase, the World Champion belt buckle from LMA, a cash award of $6,000, the limited edition championship on the money sculpture, and a 2024 Chevy Silverado Championship truck. Who wrote this script? I'm going to read it just from the script. A 2024 Chevy Silverado Championship truck with upgraded wagon wheels to be used during their reign. So you get better looking wheels than what I had. Other gifts also include a championship ring from Oklahoma National Stockyards, a custom gun donated by former WLAC champions, Gold Gavel Award from Worldwide College of Auctioneering, the CattleUSA.com World Champions Money Clip, representing the auctioneer's struggle to put more money in the seller's pocket through competitive bidding at auction. And in remembrance of Brian Little, his friends and family are presenting a custom-made cowboy hat. With us today are Nikki and Sage Little. Yes. If I could have the envelope, please. The moment we've all been waiting for, your 2024 World Livestock Auctioneering Champion is Wade Leish from Boyne City, Michigan.
6.5 here, down here, now 7, 897. Why don't you guys come up here? I don't know the sound of my own voice. I was looking all around the room trying to figure out who won. First thing I want to do is start off and thank my speech coach, which thank God happens to be my wife. I love you, Will. This is my family. These are my beautiful daughters, my lovely wife. I couldn't do it without them. I didn't know, honestly, if this could ever happen. I've got so many people to thank. Without them, I wouldn't be able to travel. I wouldn't be able to do this job. There's so many needs at home that my wife takes care of and allows me to be out on the road. And I need to thank them first and foremost. Second is my parents. They bought a yard about 25 years ago, and that's where I got started out, selling baby calves, and they let me sell about 10-pound cows till I was 30 years old, because I was pretty sure I wasn't very good at it before then. My grandfather, who passed away in 2005, he taught me what it was like to be on the other side of the ring, what it was like to watch an auctioneer, what value that had. I need to thank a couple of guys that took a chance on me 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, in Mitchell, South Dakota, Marion Russ and Don Stang, called me literally out of the blue. I didn't know anybody from Rock Valley, Iowa, except Dwayne Russ. I didn't know why, if somebody had a market with the last name Russ, why they needed an auctioneer when they have Dwayne in the family. It turns out it's because he owns a different market. I need to thank them, the current people that I work for, Jared Herman, a new owner at Mitchell, Justin Taylor, he's manager at the market I sell at on Mondays. And when I was in high school, I had I don't know, it's kind of like tonight, somehow I made All-State in football. And I remember my grandpa said, he just kept asking me, what does that mean? And I'd give him the boilerplate answer, and he said, no, but what does it mean? Like what does that actually mean? And I thought about that a lot lately, because being up here is more about this ring and the buckle. It's about the competitors. It's about the people I've met. It's about the places I've been. It's about the experiences I've had and the ride that it took to get here. And so when I think about this championship, like what it means is that's what it means. To go through all of that to be here. I can't thank you all enough. I can't thank the judges. I can't thank the competitors here. I didn't know if I was going to make it out of the top 10, let alone be standing up here because of the talent out there. So thank you guys very much. I hope to make you proud this year. I don't know if I can do 50 stops, but it's a good goal. And at least I got better wheels to drive. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Wade, to you and your family. I do want to say thank you to all our guests, our sponsors, and the historic Oklahoma National Stockyards again. I do want to wish safe travels to everyone here and say goodnight to our viewers that are online. We'll see you all next year in Dunlap and Omaha. Have a good night.